everybody, and welcome back to Dead Space 2. I guess we go this way? Oh yeah, I forgot. It's loud. Summit. Whoa, what the? I was trying to get his body. Guess that's not an option. Whoa! You fucker! Okay, it's a lot easier to deal with him. If you slow him down. Okay, so yeah, slowing him down is such a much better choice. It just blast him in the face. To anyone who may find this transmission, there are people, even some of my own staff, who say I'm a monster for what I brought to this station. They say the marker is manipulative, that it has influenced my decisions. They don't understand that what I did for this community, for our species. Titan Station was a dead husk before I breathed life back into it with government research grants. That research into unimaginable sources of energy, into manufacturing techniques and efficiencies far beyond all previous understanding, is the only hope that remains for mankind. We have relied on destructive planet cracking for far too long, and now we can no longer sustain ourselves. We need the marker to survive. If we fail in our efforts to understand them, there is no hope left for humanity. And Tideman, Director of Operations, okay. So basically, he's making his excuses to the world about what he did. He's not even really making the excuses to the world. It's more like he's making the excuses to himself. If that makes sense. It's less like he's making excuses to the world and more like he's making the excuses to himself. Okay, I'm gonna bring him back out here. I'm gonna bring him down this way. Yeah, that's exactly what my goal was to prevent him from doing shit. I didn't want to try and break that with him in the room because I knew I'd be locked with him.
Just lost.
I didn't see the indication to spam E. I love how he was hiding in the light. I'm gonna bring out this weapon. Good old reliable.
The research in that marker is worth every life we just lost.
So this is the javelin launcher.
I won't let you throw all this away.
It is not worth every life we just lost, sir. Oh, so once I saw that I'd been shot in the eye, I knew that. I love how I had to aim that. Once not the eye, but once I saw I'd been shot in the throat, I knew I was dead.
Thank Thank you, Isaac. Now, time to die.
What?
Yep, I suspected something like this was happening. Something...
Yours is the last body we need to be reborn. The Makers must be absorbed.
The Makers? You mean me? But Strauss said we could destroy the marker.
Not if we consume you first.
God damn it, I trusted you! Fuck you! And fuck your marker!
You will be made one. Make us whole.
Okay, so I actually...
Isaac.
This is intense. Okay, since I wasn't doing damage to her, this happened. I wonder. Okay, I'm about to die. Oh! I killed myself! How interesting. Isaac killed himself. So that's what happens if you fail to resist the marker, I guess. You kill yourself. I didn't voice my suspicions, but I did suspect that something was gonna happen that was gonna be like... Okay. I had to try it. This is exactly the type of thing that I say this weapon was designed for. Okay. I need to turn my headset down even more. Okay, the lesson I learned from that one is that I need to give the small creatures a chance to step forward into the battlefield, or else they will be persistent throughout the rest of the time that I usually have to reload. See, persistent through the time that I would usually have to reload. No. Damn it! There was one behind me. I don't actually know if I need to be shooting at where the marker is. In my head. Because every time I successfully kill her... Every time I successfully kill her, the time that I have available does get different. Like, more creatures step forward. Step forward. Do it. Okay, so I was supposed to be shooting at it. Holy shit, is that what happened to the marker? There's no... The convergence event is over, it seems. Like, there's no bright lights and everything left, but... So Isaac's like, his suit is saying like he is super low on health. So he's upset that. Okay, I guess it broke him to have to. Oh, is that the end of the game? That's the end of the game. I'm surprised the last fight only took me 3 tries.
Complete bastard! Was this your great plan? Dump me off and die?
Full of bad ideas, remember?
Yeah, well, here's another one. I'm crashing through the roof to get you. Now move your ass.
Wait, no, Ellie, it's too late. Stay clear of the station.
Yeah, well, you don't really have a say this time. Heads up.
Wow, since it's a battle cruiser, it's got to be really weird. Okay, so they wanted to make you seem like that was the last of this, right? Okay, wow. I'm glad that this isn't a QuickTime event. It's just a spam event. I like more spam events than QTEs.
Holy crap.
Isaac is still really low on health. Wow. It's still, it must have really broken him to have to do that to the person he loved. Yeah, it was a creation made by the marker in the image of the person he loved to trick him, but still. Oh, looking towards the camera now, are we? What you gonna say to me?
What?
Just what? Now, as you may know, I let the credits run. I let these run, I sit through them myself, I sit here, we watch the credits. But I do sit here and talk. What y'all think? If you've never played the game before, I've heard some bad, I've heard some good, I've heard some horrible, I've heard some wonderful things about the third game. I'm going to play the third game, if I can. I may have to use an emulator, I may have to do something, I don't know. I don't know what, but I will play the third game. Just like I will eventually get back to Dark Souls 2. I think that was great. I found it great. That last section right there was far more anticlimactic than I would feel that it should be, but I don't feel like that was supposed to be the climax. I feel like that was supposed to be the wind down. The conclusion, right? So, additional animations. So, I don't know what the additional animations would be, but they only had 2 people working on it. Environmental art. Wow, they have a lot of environmental artists. That's actually pretty good, dope. I'm not touching the multiplayer, so I won't know anything about the multiplayer environmental art, technical art. Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's to prove I do pay attention to these. I do look at these and I do acknowledge their names. I loved this game. For the longest time, I'd heard about the Dead Space series. I had heard about it being a sci-fi game with the dead coming back, and I was like, and I decided I wanted to record it. I didn't know about the story. Not really. Especially not with this second one. I knew I'd heard, and I'd kind of forgotten by the time I played the game, about the big spoiler. Like, because of the Easter egg that I'd heard about the Easter egg that the first game's mission titles, the first letter of them spell out Nicole is dead. I'd heard about that, but I'd pretty much forgotten about it by the time I went around to playing it. With this one, I knew nothing about the second game, other than that I'd played the first and I wanted to play the second. I will play the third, keep that in mind. This was amazing for me, because I love single-player experiences, and I love stories. I love playing through games with decent stories. Like, yeah, a lot of people say that Dying Light's selling point was not its story, but I loved its story. I loved it, especially the first time round. I don't think it was that as obvious when I recorded the series, because as I said, that was like my 4th or 5th time playing the game. I had played a lot of those story quests, I don't know how many times. I knew a lot about the game. With this, I knew nothing. This was amazing for me. I loved this. The final fight sort of thing could have been done a lot better. Could have felt much more climactic, but I felt that about the first game. That final fight with the massive creature down on the planet could have been done much better. But it was still awesome to do. Additional programming. So, Mr. Mitch Harris, you're who I have to blame for the UI. Actually, I don't know if I can blame him for anything. Was there any complaints I ever had about the UI? I don't remember. Okay, so what did you all think? Like, have you played the Dead Space series? What did you all think of the series? And I wonder, like, how is Isaac gonna deal with this? Because he did technically just, like, to him, he just had to several times, at least, I believe, 3 times. I think I obliterated her body 3 times. My God, I loved that weapon. That thing is so great. Just, oh yeah, I'm sitting here shredding her to bits with the rips saw, one of the weapons I upgraded repeatedly, and it's just like, pew, pew, 1 bullet each time. That's just amazing for me. But so I wonder how he's going to go back to society. Like, I guess part of the third game will cover that in a way, especially because he's going to be alive after the third game. He's not just going to be in stasis. well, not after the third game. After this game, he should be alive. He should be working. He should be back to doing stuff, rather than what he was in this game, where after the first game, he was in stasis for those several years. He was being experimented upon. He wasn't actually aware, so it's not like he could cope with what happened back on the Ishimura. Which I do love that they had you go back on the Ishimura in this game. That was an amazing aspect of this, having Isaac step back into the Ishimura, have to go back to that hellhole when it's no longer as much of a hellhole because it's a hellhole in a hellhole. I'm digging the music right now. But I don't know how I feel about this. If it's not obvious, at this point, I kind of just, I ramble, because I do want to have all of the credits. Credits must run. Visual quality assurance. So these are the quality assurance people. Tools teams? So this is the list of beta testers. Cool. That's not a huge amount, but it's a reasonable amount. Quality assurance support. No, it's totally question and answer support, I swear. So, does anyone, what do you all want to see me play next? There's a lot of games on the list. Some of them are have been relegated to the live stream section because of what I expect to have to go through for them. Some of them on my list have not been relegated to that thing. I can't actually look over because the Steam window isn't open on my second monitor right now. So I can't, I accidentally closed it. So I can't look over and see the list of games I have available. But what would you all like to see me play next? If I have it, I'll try and play it. But one of the next things that I will be playing is Dead Space 3. As soon as we get live stream privileges back, sometime in November, we will be finishing Death of the Outsider. Then we will move on to something along the lines of, I believe, we are going to finish. We do need to finish Layers of Fear and Outlast 2, and so on. There's a lot of games, a lot of things. Just if you have something you wish to see me play, let me know about it. On my list for games that are future releases, that I am going to play this, I'm going to record this, huzzah. On my list is Anthem. The game Anthem. If you haven't heard about it, look into it. I'm going to play that. So, just, if you have something you want to see me play, or, granted, I may not do an entire series on a game. For example, let's look at Icy. I may live stream Icy at some point, but I am not going to go back to recording that because of it's not suited for recordings. The dialogue is too long, the time in between dialogue is too long, and so on and so forth. The worst cast ever. No, the worst cats ever. What? What are these messages for? I love horror games. Dead Space is my favorite. I love DS2 family members. Great job, everyone. I love you, Crystal. Blah, blah. Love to Michael. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. Mom. So these are messages from from some people to some people. I didn't actually see it up at the top. I wasn't focused. I will, it's like my own message. We'll put it here since this is the right time to put it. I loved this game. I loved the first game. I do have my complaints, but that makes it a better game. If I have no complaints about a game, that means I had no memorable moments about the game. More than likely. Like, I have my complaints about all the games that I love. And I loved this one. I am glad I took the time. I don't care if this game is nearly 10 years old. I don't care. I loved it. I am glad we played it. I want to play the third one. I am going to play the third one, even if it's bad. I do hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below. If you didn't, leave a dislike. That's always an option.
This is Flight Team EG9 to Control. We have completed the flyby. There's nothing left. I repeat, Titan Station has been completely destroyed.
And the marker?
Negative. Nothing survived this, sir. Marker Site 12 is a total loss.
Pity. Recall all flights and return to base.
Site
The
12.
other sites will have to pick up the pieces.
You must save your progress to unlock. Okay. So if you did enjoy this, I'm just going to save it in this slot. If you did enjoy this, leave a like down below. If you didn't, make sure, leave a dislike, say what you didn't enjoy about it, and I hope you'll, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button to join our community, help us grow, and turn on notifications to be a part of the non-existent notification squad. And leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, guys.